second graders. I hope you're enjoying another week full of fun distance education, and I hope you're digging into some of the science and history things that Dr. Beavers and I have sent home for you, because we have some awesome resources. And today I thought I'd go and pick something out of the packet, which looks like this. I sent it home. It says, to find yourself in a world of giant plants and insects. Some of the plants are able to walk and be meat eaters. So to stimulate your imagination, you are supposed to describe what these plants look like. What is there animal life? What is it like? How would you survive in such a world where the plants could possibly eat you? What? Okay, so I have a fun book to read to you today. It's called Plantzilla. And in this book, we find out that plants have feelings too. And we find out that they need sometimes more than just food and water and sunlight. This particular plant, Plantzilla, is going to need something else. So I hope you enjoy this book. It's always a really fun book that I like to read in class with our plant life cycle unit. So I thought I'd start it with you today. All right. Let's see how I can do this so you can see the pages too. June 8th. Dear Mr. Lester, it starts as a friendly letter, which is something we've been doing in grammar, right? Dear Mr. Lester, I would like to bring Plantzilla home for the summer. All year long, I sat next to him. I brushed him, I watered him, and I kept his growth chart. Plantzilla is the only plant I care that much about. Well, and besides that, I feel like he will miss me over vacation and wonder where I am. I want Plantzilla and only Plantzilla, please. I've had so much fun with him in 3rd grade. I can hardly wait until next year. Your new, soon-to-be 4th grade student, Mortimer Henryson. Well, I'll let you see this page. To whom it may concern, Mortimer Henryson has permission to bring home a plant over summer vacation. We are happy to provide the care a plant would need to grow and thrive, as much sunlight does pour in through all of our windows. And there is more than enough water flowing from our clear crystal springs. We will be breathing a little easier now, also knowing that he will be providing us all that extra oxygen. Don't you think this makes for the best kind of symbiotic relationship? Very truly yours, Mr. and Mrs. Henry Henderson. P.S. Mortimer does have his heart set on one plant in particular. He called it Plantzilla. Do I have that right? It does seem like an odd name for a plant. And there's poor Mortimer sitting up in the tree just staring at a picture of his beloved plant, Plantzilla. Now, take a look at the teacher here. June 9th, dear Mr. and Mrs. Henryson, I am delighted that Mortimer has chosen Plantzilla. The plants were named based on their characteristics. The children nicknamed this one Plantzilla because Zilla sounds like Scylla. As you are probably aware, Scylla is a term used in botany to describe a hair-like material that can run along the margin or edge of a structure such as a leaf, usually forming a fringe. Well, Mortimer has taken charge of Plantzzilla's care and development, and I am sure he will want to continue this over the summer. Of course, there are cases where the fondness of these plants grows as well. Don't be surprised if you find it difficult to part with Plantzilla at the summer's end. If this should happen, I am happy to tell you that adoption is not out of the question. Feel free to write or have Mortimer drop me a postcard if any questions should crop up, or just let me know how things are going. My address is Samuel G. Lester, in care of the Platmonium Holiday Aloha Resort, Honolulu, Hawaii. Very truly yours, Samuel G. Lester, science teacher and plant program coordinator at Strubuck's Day School. Please be so kind and provide transportation for Plantzilla. These plants are not allowed by themselves on the bus. And then I'll take a look here, show you his friendly letter, complete with the date and the heading and the body of the letter, the closing, his signature, all the parts a friendly letter needs. June 15th. Dear Mr. Lester, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for Plantzilla. Things are really going great. Plantzilla loves living here. I can tell you, I just knew he would be happy. Remember when you said different plants have different growing preferences? That is so true. Wait until you see how Plantzilla is growing. The best news of all is that Plantzilla is beginning to eat real food, mostly meat. I'll keep my notes up and write again soon. So what is that plant about to eat? A hot dog? And who took a bite out of the hamburger? Was it Mortimer or was it the plant? June 25th. Dear Mr. Lester, remember when you told us that caring for plants in this program gives you more benefits than you could ever imagine? Well, that is so true. Plantzilla is so amazing. Wait until you see him. It's like he's more than alive. Sometimes all I want to do is water him, brush his hairs, and watch him grow. He seems to like it when I loosen the soil around the top of his pot. I could watch him all day, but Mother says I should be out running around and playing outside. I wish I could just bring Plantzilla along. To me, he's more than just a plant. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to show you how I can really take care for Plantzilla. You may not even recognize him anymore. I love Plantzilla. Your friend, Mortimer H. He really likes his plant, doesn't he? June 28th. Dear Mr. Lester, I am so proud of Plantzilla. He is the growing king. Let me tell you, it's like you said, a little water and sunlight makes all the difference in a plant's life. Father thinks that Plantzilla is making too much of a difference in my life. Mother thinks Plantzilla is taking up too much of my time. I told them he needs me, and they have been marking the days on the calendar until the end of summer. I wish this summer with Plantzilla would never end, and I think he feels that way too. Your student, Mortimer. Now look what that crazy plant is up to. He's eating more than just hamburgers, isn't he? Look, he's got toast in one little hand, and I guess they're not hands, right? They'd be part of his fern, huh? Part of his branches. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh boy. June 30th. Dear Mr. Lester, things got a little weird yesterday. The police think the robbery was an inside job. You have to tell my mother that Plantzilla had nothing to do with it. She will listen to you. Grolier, her prize-winning chihuahua, is gone. Mother shrieked and she fainted when she found out that Grolier's diamond collar was in Plantzilla's leaves. I told her that maybe Grolier just went for a little walk. Please write to her and tell her that Plantzilla doesn't eat pets. She'll listen to you. She thinks I'm spending way too much time with Plantzilla. She thinks I brush him too much. But I need to do these things. Plantzilla needs me. Mortimer. Oh my goodness. So look. There's the dog collar. But the dog is missing. Did Plantzilla eat the dog? No. Plants don't eat dogs, do they? Dear Mr. Lester, I felt I had to write to you. I knew of nowhere else to turn. If I had not seen these things with my own eyes, I would not have believed it. Plantzilla is able to move on its own. What is more is Plantzilla has developed an insatiable craving for meat, cooked meat of any kind. Oh, I am worried about Mortimer. He has become very attached. Although we are pleased to see Mortimer so motivated, Plantzilla has caused such a great strain in our household. We Henrysons are not giver-uppers, but I am sure we are not the right family to continue with this program. I would be happy to have Plantzilla overnighted to you at no cost to you, of course. Very worriedly yours, Mrs. Henryson. Appears he likes steak, doesn't he? Oh no. July 11th. Dear Mr. Lester, things have gotten worse. My parents wanted me to write you. They are not happy at all. Last night, they talked about putting Plantzilla out in the backyard until school starts. But Father's worried about the neighbors. I told him the pot roast was all my fault. Plantzilla was so hungry. Mother's afraid for Grolier. I know he just went out for a very, very long walk. Could you write to them? I know they would listen to you. Tell them not to worry and tell them to let Plantzilla stay. Father brought a shipping box home from his office. They want to send Plantzilla to you in the overnight mail. I don't think they can. Plus, Plantzilla doesn't want to go. Please write soon and explain everything to them. Hurry! But look up here where it says on the envelope, addressees. Addressee moved. Return to sender. Uh-oh. So they couldn't give him back even if they wanted to. Poor thing doesn't even fit in a box. Look at Mortimer. He doesn't look very pleased, does he? He looks really sad. And what happened to the pot roast, do you think? Forwarded to 1313 Libertyville Lane. This is July 23rd. Dear Mr. Lester, I am at a loss for where to begin. Events of this summer leave me quite baffled and searching for the proper way to put all this into words. A metamorphosis has occurred in Plantzilla. He is no longer what he was, and we are not sure what he is turning out to be. Henry, Mr. Henryson, and I were wondering if it's ever possible for a plant to take on human characteristics. I know this sounds more than strange, but we were wondering if a species such as Plantzilla might show feelings. Henry wonders if I may have offended Plantzilla, not taking part in grooming his Celia, and despite that, Plantzilla shows enormous caring for us. In assessing these developments, we wonder if perhaps some of the causes of these changes rest with our Mortimer. When we consider all of the time, careful attention, and nurturing he has lavished on Plantzilla, it leaves us with one conclusion alone. When you give a living thing love, you never know where it will lead. We have grown very attached to Plantzilla. Whatever will we do without him? Very truly yours, Mrs. Henry Henryson. Aww, they all like the plant now. That's really powerful words, don't you think? Where it says, when you give a living thing love, you never know where it might lead. Just like God, he loves us all the time, right? And his love for us, he knows where we're going to go in life, but we don't know where we're going to lead in life or where we're going. We just know that his love for us is so strong that wherever we go, he loves us, right? How about this word metamorphosis? That's a pretty big word too. A metamorphosis has occurred in Plantzilla. He's no longer what he was, and we're not sure what he's turning out to be. Metamorphosis. So sounds like when a change happens, right? When some kind of change takes place. July 27th. Dear Mrs., and Mr. Henryson, FYI, Mortimer's letter of July 11th and your letters of July 10th and 23 were forwarded to me at my home. I am so sorry that this plant program, has just taken such a toll on your family and you. Please accept my deepest apologies. Now that I have returned, feel free to let me know the best time to collect Plantzilla. In response to your questions, in all of my reading, research, and study, I have found nothing that backs up the notion that plants have feelings. However, like I've told my students time and time again, caring for plants in this program will give you more benefits than you could ever imagine. And yes, in my opinion, you may look no further than your son as to the benefits of Plantzilla's experiences. Please let Mortimer know I am looking forward to seeing all of his good works. Very truly yours, Samuel G. Lester, Science Teacher and Plant Program Coordinator. August 2nd. The best thing happened today. Plantzilla bloomed. I think we all liked seeing the pretty pinkish purple blossoms sticking right out of his top. And he smells good too. Mother wonders if Plantzilla wouldn't mind a visit from her gardening club. I think Plantzilla would like that very much. Mortimer. Look who poked out of the top too, by the way. Did you notice right away? Who's that? It's the dog. It's Grolier. August 6th. Dear Mr. Lester, sometimes I think Plantzilla wants to talk to me. Do you think he could? It would be awesome, truly awesome with a capital A. I definitely want to adopt Plantzilla. He's everything I could ever want in a plant and more. I know I have to talk to my parents first, but I wanted you to be the first to know. P.S. Good news. Grolier came back. Dear Mr. Lester, I write to you on the 12th of August. Mortimer was right all along. I do not know how we ever got along without Plantzilla. We would like it very much if Plantzilla could live with us forever. He is everything we could ever want in a plant and more. And under the circumstances, I think it's the right thing to do. Last night when we had a family meeting to discuss whether or not to adopt Plantzilla, we heard a great commotion coming from the part of the house where Plantzilla has taken his rooms. We rushed to him right away, and there was nothing out of the ordinary except the attached letter. We found it resting on Plantzilla's middle leaves, and it seems to be addressed to you. We wonder if you could help fill in some details, or perhaps you would like to just leave what is there between us and the paper it is written on. Ever so sincerely yours, in friendly hopefulness, the Henry Henrysons. Please see our attachment. And there's the letter, and he looks so happy, doesn't he? And here's the letter. It's dated 11 August, and it says, Dear Lester, thank you. Me home in this place. Nice. People good. I will stay with them forever. Plantzilla. The plant wrote the teacher a letter. August 14th. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Henryson, in view of all the circumstances, it would appear that Plantzilla has found the perfect home. Yours very truly, Samuel G. Lester, science teacher and plant program coordinator. P.S. Do please keep in touch. I love this book for lots of different reasons, but I mean, isn't that so fun? The plant had feelings too, and he wants to stay with that family. So this is just a cute little writing activity that can go along with the book, where you write about finding yourself in a world of giant plants and insects, and some of the plants are able to walk, and they're meat eaters like Plantzilla, and they have feelings. So just have some fun with it, and if you do this assignment, I'd love to read them. So just send them to me or put them on our class wall for science, and I hope you enjoy, and happy planting!